Hey folks, Sean here, and in this episode, I want to talk to you about some of the advantages of having multiple products. Now, this gets back to content I've recorded recently about working on multiple projects at the same time. And when I say at the same time, I don't mean that you're constantly working on both simultaneously. What I mean is you're splitting your time. Sometime you work on one project, sometime you work on another. I think there are advantages to this. It goes way back to the don't put all your eggs into one basket, right? If you try to invest financially, they tell you not to put all your money in one stock. Why is that? Because that company may go bankrupt, right? So diversify the risk while still preparing for the best return. I believe that same concept can be applied to the work that we do in building our product SaaS businesses or B2B SaaS businesses. And that's something that I've lived for however many years at this point. Now, I just recently launched another product. This one is another marketing automation tool. It dabbles in video. The one I've been talking about for the most part this year in many of my episodes is related to podcasting, and that was primarily audio. But regardless, both are essentially like marketing tech products, which helps me solve some of my business's own problems and enables me to sell those solutions to the same market for others that have the problem as well. That's all gone very well. Now, what's great and what's unique is because I have the second product that I'm actively selling, I can compare all of the numbers and statistics that I'm tracking that are relevant for both against each other. I can see which one of my products is performing best and then hopefully figure out why. If I understand that, then I may know which may be more deserving of additional investment in both budget and time and all kinds of other opportunities. Ideally, both will continue to grow, and that's fantastic. I can continue to make both products better. But for example, I'll just take a look at the ad campaigns that I'm running on both of those because right now the primary channel of growing each is through Google search ads. And at the moment, the click-through rate for my video tool when compared with my podcasting audio tool is ridiculous. It is like 4 to 5 times higher. My podcasting tool click-through rate has been right around 10%, which is still pretty good historically and for most ad campaigns, and that number is floated between like 7 and 10%. But the click-through rate for my video tool so far has been upwards of like 25 to 30%, which is crazy. I've never seen something like that before. So I don't know if that's going to continue, but it's very high at the moment. However, that speaks to a number of different things, right? And there's a lot of variables here, but regardless, the lesson to take away here is that I can evaluate, right, how far my budget is going relative to the return that's being produced in all the things that we want to track when we're talking about designing, building, and then launching these SaaS products, right? If my dollar goes 2, 3, 4 times as far for product B versus product A, then it might make more sense to allocate the distribution in favor of said product because that one may grow faster, that one may produce a better return. But I wouldn't know this if I only had one product. So what I'm trying to share with you is that the advantages that I've already talked about are not the only ones. There are many in terms of having multiple products to offer. Again, I liken it to having multiple things that you can invest in, and even better yet, multiple things that are producing cash flow for you that could contribute to your income. It diversifies that away. It enables you to experiment in other areas you may want to as well too, and innovate in different areas and industries and solve unique problems. So the process that I've built and the steps for the most part I laid out pretty clearly in my free email course, which is going to be mentioned here in a moment. So I'd encourage anybody who hasn't consumed that information to do so because that's the same process I use to design, build, and launch multiple products. Now I've got plans to launch probably 2 more products this year, and I've got quite the backlog. But what I've worked on is designing a system that enables me to be able to launch multiple products so that I can start doing what I'm sharing with you in this episode. I can compare those products against one another and then evaluate the performance, right? I do it all the time. And I've done it from the very early stage. I just so happen at the moment, and for this year specifically, I now have 2 products on the market, both of which I'm evaluating from the perspective of how are they doing based on what our original goals and plans were, and how are they comparing against each other. So I'm going to continue to share those lessons with you as both of those grow and as we bring more products to market.